Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, our guest of honor has arrived. May we kindly invite everyone to their respective table. Our guest of honor, I believe, will first be ushered to the holding room before joining us here inside the main marquee tent. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the arrival of Yang Amat Berhormat Dato Seri Anwar bin Ibrahim, Prime Minister of Malaysia, accompanied by Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Petinggi Tan Sri Dr. Abang Haji Abdul Rahman Zohari bin Tun Datuk Abang Haji Openg, Premier of Sarawak.
Walau berbilang bangsa kan bersama bawa naungannya, satu jiwa tak kira apa warna, takkan ada yang memisahkan kita. Selamanya Malaysia kita, Melayu, Cina, India, Iban kadasan kita sejiwa. Malaysia madani, rakyat disantuni, timur, barat, selatan dan utara. Malaysia madani, hai bersatu hati, kita semua sama Malaysia. Malaysia madani, rakyat disantuni, satukan rasa demi negara. Malaysia madani, hai bersatu hati, kita semua sama Malaysia. Berdiri megah, selamanya kita bersama, warisan takkan binasa. Setia gagah bersama kita merdeka, kita semua anak Malaysia. Selamanya Malaysia kita, Melayu, Cina, India, Iban kadasan kita sejiwa. Malaysia madani, rakyat disantuni, timur, barat, selatan dan
Honorable and distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the national anthem Negaraku, followed by the anthem of Sarawak, Ibu Pertiwiku.
Maju
Terima kasih. Thank you very much. Please be seated. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera, salam Malaysia Madani, salam Sarawak maju dan makmur, dan salam segulai sejalai. Our guest of honor yang amat berhormat, Datuk Seri Anwar bin Ibrahim, Prime Minister of Malaysia. Yang amat berhormat, Datuk Petinggi Tan Sri Dr. Abang Haji Abdul Rahman Zohari bin Tun Datuk Abang Haji Openg, Premier of Sarawak. Yang berhormat, Datuk Amar Haji Awang Tengah Ali Hassan, Deputy Premier, Second Minister for Natural Resources and Urban Development and Minister for International Trade, Industry and Investment Sarawak. Yang berhormat, Datuk Amar Profesor Dr. Sim Kuhian, Deputy Premier and Minister for Public Health, Housing and Local Government Sarawak. Yang berhormat, Datuk Amar Haji Muhammad Abu Bakar bin Marzuki, Sarawak State Secretary. Yang berhormat, Deputy Ministers. Yang berbahagia, Datuk Amar Tan Sri Dr. Haji Hamid Buko, Chairman of X-FAB. To all distinguished guests. Yang berusaha, Mr. Rudy De Winter, Group Chief Executive Officer of X-FAB. Head of Departments, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, selamat datang, and a warm welcome to this momentous occasion, X-FAB Sarawak 40K Fab Expansion Official Opening Ceremony. Briefly, ladies and gentlemen, the state-of-the-art expansion increases X-FAB Sarawak's wafer production capacity from 30,000 to 40,000 units per month. Now, this significant boost strengthens Malaysia's position as a crucial hub in the global semiconductor supply chain. And the additional facility specializes in producing advanced chips for automotive, medical, and industrial applications. Honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen, we begin our ceremony with a Doa recital. To lead, we invite on stage Al-Fadhil Ustaz Tuan Haji Muhammad Ihsan bin Haji Haize, Timbalan Imam Besar Sarawak.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين حمد الشاكرين حمد الحامدين حمدا يوافي نعمه ويكافئ مزيده يا ربنا لك الحمد كما ينبغي لجلال وجهك الكريم وعظيم سلطانك اللهم صل وسلم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. Allahumma ya Allah, the most gracious and the most benevolent. On this glorious morning, we raise our hands in gratitude for your blessings on this opening ceremony of X-FAB Sarawak's 40K Fab expansion, which will be officiated by Yang Amat Berhormat Dato' Seri Anwar bin Ibrahim, Prime Minister of Malaysia. Allahumma ya Allah, all glory be to you, ya Allah, for the achievements of all we have planned, including our goals and ambitions. May all that has been begun result in positive and beneficial outcomes. Please shower this event with your blessings and kindness. Bless all of us present here today with tranquility, joy, and happiness. Ya Allah, you have bestowed an abundance of blessings upon us. We understand that all of our achievements, both past, present, and future, are from your endless love and grace. Hence, Ya Allah, bestow your wisdom upon all of us so that we will remain humble and grateful to your favors, and deep in our hearts, we know your favors are perfect for us. Give us strength, dedication, and patience so that we can work together to propel our country to new heights of progression and greatness. Allahumma ya Allah ya Dhal Jalali wal Ikram, laden our hearts with honesty and patience in order to attain our goals and ease our efforts in serving others with sincerity, and may we be protected in all that we do. Protect us, Ya Allah, from doing wrong and be wronged. This keep us safe from dangers and adversities, catastrophes and calamities, and any other sources and causes that might endanger ourselves, our community, our state, and our nation. Ya Allah, with your all-encompassing mercy and blessing, please grant Sarawak and Malaysia eternal peace, progress, and glory. Allahumma bika nasta'in wa alayka natawakkal wa anta rabbul arshil azim. Irhamna ya Rabbana fa innaka anta arhamur rahimin. Wa sallallahu wa sallam ala khairi khalqihi Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin.
Terima kasih. Our special thanks to Al-Fadhil Ustaz Tuan Haji Muhammad Ehsan bin Haji Haizeh, Timbalan Imam Besar Sarawak, for leading the Doa recital. Honorable and distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, to further welcome and tell us more about the new facility, may we now invite Mr. Rudy De Winter, Chief Executive Officer of X-FAB Group, to give and deliver his welcoming remarks. Mr. Winter, please.
Welcome. It's an honor to receive Yang Amat Berhormat Prime Minister of Malaysia and Yang Amat Berhormat the Premier of Sarawak and all honorable guests, customers, suppliers, partners, and dear colleagues. I'm very grateful that the two most hardest working persons of Malaysia made the time to be here today. This is a great day for X-FAB. Semiconductor manufacturing is a difficult business. It requires months of high precision processing without a single mistake to make a wafer. On these wafers, we produce over 2 billion products every year here in Cochin. You will find them at the heart of everything around us. It takes decades to continue innovation to build a sustainable and flourishing semiconductor manufacturing business. We went through this valley of death here in Cochin, and after years, we start reaping the fruits. X-FAB Cochin is the most important production site of X-FAB for its customers. For those who wonder what is the origin of the name X-FAB, the customers are central. Well, it is a wafer fabrication, in short, fab, that can serve anybody, symbolized by the X, so X-FAB. I would like to honor the visionary decision makers in Sarawak who took in the late 90s the bold decision to invest here in Cochin into semiconductor manufacturing. It was not obvious at all, but it was the right decision. Years ahead of today's geopolitical tensions, and now all leading countries are strategically investing in semiconductor factories. Thanks to decades of strong collaboration between the Sarawakians and Europe, to grow our business, we can now celebrate the opening of this significant expansion. X-FAB Sarawak is not only a production site, but a hub of innovation. It is the most active engineering and prototyping site of X-FAB's specialty technologies. From here, we are delivering unique solutions into automotive, industrial, and medical markets. We differentiate ourselves from digital fabs. We continually expand our capabilities and leverage our specialty technologies to meet emerging application requirements. We are a global company, and from here, we serve customers in all regions of the world. We can take pride of the accomplishments as we serve a global benchmark and leadership in BCD on SOI technologies, offering the most extensive high-voltage portfolio for advanced smart solutions invented, developed, and matured here in Kuching. It's a success story that started 15 years ago. You will find this technology in medical equipment like echography. Most of the unborn babies in the world will get an echography with chips made here in Sarawak. You will also find our BCD on SOI technology in specialized semiconductor equipment, and soon into piezo-actuated MEMS speakers and piezo-activated inkjet printers. Beside these applications, most go into automotive, like all kinds of sensors and motor drivers for position actuators and haptic feedback. You'll find these chips in Kuching into the newest headlamps and battery monitoring system of the major electric car brands. Our chips help increase the range of electric cars, and we produce ultra-precise current sensors that go into most inverters of electric cars in the world. Our success is the result of a strong collaboration with our customers, and I thank all our loyal long-term customers for this. I know that 2022-2023 provided a stressful time with capacity allocations, but we navigated this well without production line stops. To support our growth and secure your supply, we made this investment. With the capacities that we have added here today and the capacities that became available in France over the past 2 years, we are ready to grow with our 110 and 180 nanometer technologies. We have chosen to make these investments here in Kuching because of the business-friendly environment. There is still a lot of work ahead of us, and the semiconductor business is very dynamic and competitive. We must keep innovating, and we rely on ongoing support from the Malaysian and the Sarawak government for our work here in Kuching. I would like to thank and honor our 1,500 person strong multicultural X-FAB team here in Kuching, of which 98% are Malaysians and 95% Sarawakians, for the perfect execution of this 40K expansion project. It's an impressive performance to keep such a large project on schedule and be ready on time for the ramp-up. You are a fantastic team. For the past 10 years, we have won 11 awards, both locally and internationally, such as the Ernst & Young Award 2024. It is a testament of our efforts to make ourselves the employer of choice in Malaysia, Asia, and beyond. Our Sarawak team is also socially very active, as in the past 4 years we have completed an impressive 36 charity and donation projects, each driven by the spirit of giving back to our communities, such as donations to the Sarawak General Hospital, to the underprivileged students, and X-FAB Sarawak donated more than 200 computers to various rural schools and institutions. This is not by chance. We also have many collaborations with universities, polytechnic, and the local institutions like Sarawak Skill and ICAT University College for career guidance, providing internship and sponsoring. It is the result of a well-managed public system with a good education that helps build great teams. I'm looking forward to our common prosperous future here in Cochin. Thank you.
In 1998, this fab started as Malaysia's first foundry and joined the global X-FAB network in 2006. After 25 years of progress, a new chapter begins. We chose to grow in Cochin because this site and the Sarawakians here are key to what comes next. Our new clean room. We increased our capabilities by 30% with an astonishing 10,000 more wafers every month. What we build isn't just high tech, it's high trust. Trusted in electric vehicles where chips must sense, decide, and act in milliseconds. Trusted in factories where machines adapt through real-world feedback. Trusted in energy and healthcare where efficiency and precision save resources and lives. Our chips perform under pressure, vibration, heat, delivering the right signal at the right time, every time. This is the first wafer from our new clean room in Sarawak. It carries everything we believe in. Precision, partnership, possibilities. And now, it's ready. From our hands to yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, continuing from the video, here comes the first wafer produced from the new manufacturing line, which has the portrait of the Right Honorable Prime Minister of Malaysia, shown by Mr. Rudy De Winter. Thank you very much, Mr. Rudy. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, may we now have the pleasure to invite Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Petinggi Tan Sri Dr. Abang Haji Abdul Rahman Zohari bin Tun Datuk Abang Haji Openg, Premier of Sarawak, to deliver speech. Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Petinggi, please.
Terima kasih saudara pencara majlis. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good morning. Salam sejahtera, salam Malaysia Madani, salam Sarawak maju dan makmur, salam segulai sejalan. The Right Honorable Dato Seri Anwar bin Ibrahim, Prime Minister of Malaysia, Honorable Deputy Premiers, Honorable Ministers, Yang berbahagia Tan Sri Hamid Bugo, Mr. Rudy De Winter, CEO of X-FAB, and all the management of X-FAB, ladies and gentlemen, I am truly honored to stand before you this morning for a proud moment not only for X-FAB, but for Sarawak in Malaysia as well. I'd like to take this opportunity to extend my heartfelt gratitude to the Right Honourable Prime Minister of Malaysia for being here today and for his steadfast support and continued commitment towards the progress and development of Sarawak, especially in strengthening our industrial growth and technological advancement. Ladies and gentlemen, in the year 2006, our Sarawak-owned foundry, First Silicon, merged with X-FAB Silicon Foundries to form X-FAB Sarawak Sindian Berhad, where the Sarawak government has a minority stake. X-FAB continued confidence in Sarawak, demonstrated by its latest expansion, is proof that with long-term partnership, clear policy direction, and local determination, we can build globally competitive industries from our own backyard. This latest 3 billion expansion ringgit of X-FAB's production capacity is a significant milestone not only for the company but also for Sarawak's role in the global semiconductor ecosystem. This marks a substantial step forward, raising X-FAB Sarawak's monthly wafer production from 30,000 wafer starts per month to 40,000 wafer starts per month, and our stall with future plans already in place to increase capacity to 50,000. Ladies and gentlemen, the increased production capacity will support a wide range of applications, from automotive and medical technologies to industrial systems and communication and consumer products. These are critical sectors that shape modern life, and it brings us great pride to know that components manufactured here in Kuching, Sarawak are powering and will continue to power solution and innovation used around the world. We take great pride in the fact that 90% of X-FAB Sarawak's workforce are Malaysians, and almost 95% being Sarawakian, as mentioned by CEO. Anak Sarawak boleh lah. Anak Sarawak are now contributing to the world's semiconductor innovation, not just as workers, but as engineers, managers, and leaders in this dynamic industry. Looking at a wider scale, the industrial zone emerged as a key economic driver as it created over 15,000 high-paid jobs here in Samajaya. Ladies and gentlemen, in Sarawak, we are not just hosting high-value investment, we are enabling them. Our commitment to infrastructure, talent development, clean and affordable energy, and digital transformation are part of a deliberate strategy to ensure Sarawak becomes the preferred destination for advanced manufacturing in the region. The Sarawak government provides very competitive rates of water and electricity to various industries in this zone and also develop other physical infrastructure to support their growth. More importantly, our power comes from renewable energy sources, which is hydropower. We are going towards green power in Malaysia. Having renewable hydropower is one of our key assets, and strengthening Sarawak's low-carbon energy mix is not only reliable and cost competitive, but it also aligns with the global push for sustainable and green manufacturing. Companies such as X-FAB, who value environmental stewardship, will find in Sarawak a natural partner for green growth. Thus, driven by business-friendly policies and robust infrastructure, the Samajaya Free Industrial Zone has drawn in 15.4 billion ringgit worth of both foreign and domestic investments. Equally important is our human capital. We are actively strengthening our talent pipeline by investing in TVET institutions, public-private enterprises, and targeted training programs in collaboration with industry players. I would like to take this opportunity to call on X-FAB and other investors to deepen collaboration with our local universities and institutions in the upscaling of our workforce. To cultivate a highly skilled talent pool, we must also prioritize accessible and inclusive education. To support this, the Sarawak government is proud to introduce the free tertiary education scheme, which will be implemented across Sarawak-owned higher learning institutions beginning next year. With a strong focus on STEM and professional courses, this initiative reflects our commitment to ensure that every bright young Sarawakian, regardless of background, has the opportunity to thrive, contribute, and lead in the industries of tomorrow. This initiative is not merely a reform in our education policy, it is a strategic and forward-looking signal to the industry that Sarawak is committed to nurturing a resilient, highly skilled, and future-ready workforce to meet the demands of our rapidly growing economy. In this regard, I am also pleased to highlight that we have formulated the Sarawak Semiconductor Roadmap 2030, which aim to 1. Attract over 2 billion ringgit in funding raised through public and private sector investment. 2. Initiate strategic collaboration with more than 10 global industry leaders. 3. Creation of over 3,000 high-skilled job opportunities. 4. Commercialize new intellectual properties, IPs. And 5. Train our 3,000 local graduates through dedicated talent development initiatives. One of the key proposed initiatives under the roadmap is the establishment of SMD Advanced Chip Integration Center at the 10-acre land located at the Samajaya Industrial Park, Kuching, through SMD Semiconductor Sdn Bhd, a wholly owned government-linked company which is linked to train our workforce and develop the semiconductor ecosystem in Sarawak. This advanced facility is the result of a strategic collaboration between SMD Semiconductor, Compound Semiconductor Application CSA, counterpart, and Welsh government in UK. This will form the backbone of a globally connected research and development ecosystem anchored here in Sarawak, but reaching across borders. This ecosystem will position Sarawak as a hub for high-value semiconductor activities in the future, including one, the creation of intellectual property, IP, two, cross-border collaboration with global partners, and three, the nurturing of local and international talent. Most importantly, the Samajaya facility will accelerate our local capabilities in advanced semiconductor design, integration, and innovation, ensuring that Sarawak is not only a participant, but a competitive leader in the national semiconductor industry. In addition, as part of its strategic initiative, the Sarawak government, through SMD, is collaborating with X-FAB in Dresden, Germany, together with Cambridge Microelectronics and CSA counterpart, to develop new compound semiconductor-based chip using gallium nitride, GEN. This is something new to migrate to a sophisticated process of chip. This strategic partnership will enable SMD to design and develop a Sarawak-owned chip, leveraging the emerging potential of GaN technology for next generation applications. This is because of AI. In the longer term, the plan is to transfer this advanced technology to Sarawak, thereby strengthening process capabilities and expanding production capacity of X-FAB Kuching. Since inception, SMD has already championed talent development in collaboration with Melexis and X-FAB, and through this initiative, we have successfully trained and nurtured 50 highly skilled engineers and designers specializing in semiconductor technologies. These talents have been strategically deployed across Sarawak semiconductor ecosystem, primarily contributing to SMD, Melexis, and X-FAB. Thus, I would like to take this opportunity to seek the support of the federal government, Prime Minister, to work together with us in developing Sarawak semiconductor ecosystem under the Malaysian Silicon Vision and the National Semiconductor Roadmap. We believe this partnership will help speed up our efforts in building local talent and developing intellectual property in chips and design and production in Sarawak. Beyond technical talent, we are also nurturing innovation and entrepreneurship. Our post-COVID-19 Development Strategy 2030, or PCDS 2030, outlines a clear pathway for economic diversification with digital economy, renewable energy, and advanced manufacturing as key pillars. At the heart of PCDS 2030 is a clear vision, which is to ensure Sarawak's development is people-driven, knowledge-powered, and globally competitive. The expansion of X-FAB aligns perfectly with these long-term goals. I am also encouraged by the growing ecosystem of local SMEs and vendors supporting the semiconductor industry in Sarawak. Let us take this momentum further by building stronger supplier networks, scaling local capabilities, and ensuring Sarawakian companies are not just part of the supply chain, but part of the innovation chain. Let us not forget that technology is ultimately about people. The story of X-FAB Sarawak is not just one of silicon wafers and clean rooms. It is the story of a local workforce rising to meet world-class standards. It is the story of international confidence in Sarawak's stability, talent, and potential. And it is the story of a government that continues to believe in the power of its long-term vision. On behalf of the Sarawak government, I would like to thank X-FAB leadership for your trust in Sarawak and your sustained commitment to grow here with us. We are proud to host this facility, but more importantly, we are proud to be part of your story and to write the next chapter together. In conclusion, I would like to reaffirm that Sarawak will continue to provide a conducive environment for high-impact investment. We will stay focused on infrastructure, human capital, energy reliability, and innovation. Of course, supply of water. With the continued support from the federal government, especially the Right Honourable the Prime Minister, sir, I am confident that Sarawak and Malaysia will become one of the major nations that will shape semiconductors' future. Thank you once again. Congratulations to X-FAB Sarawak. All the best to X-FAB. Thank you very much.
Terima kasih. Our special thanks and gratitude to Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Petinggi Tan Sri Dr. Abang Haji Abdul Rahman Zohari bin Tun Datuk Abang Haji Upeng, Premier of Sarawak, for his speech. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it gives us great pleasure and honor now to invite our guest of honor, Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Seri Anwar bin Ibrahim, Prime Minister of Malaysia, to deliver a speech. Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Seri, please.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera. Saudara saya yang berhormat Datuk Petinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari, Premier Timbalan Premier, Rudy De Winter, rakan-rakan yang saya muliakan. Saya ucap tahniah, hari ini membanggakan kita. Kita lihat keupayaan kita melakar satu strategi dan pelaksanaan silicon wafer fabrication di tahap yang tinggi. Ini bukan lagi apa yang disebut sebagai manufacturing ataupun yang dikatakan back end. Kita lihat umpamanya kejayaan Sarawak melalui X-FAB Sarawak ini dengan 40K mengangkat keupayaan kita di bidang high tech, di bidang apa yang disebut front end dalam teknologi ini. Dan kita tidak lagi terikat dari segi semiconductor, kejayaan seperti kita tahu di Pulau Pinang atau Kulim High Tech atau dengan Infineon-nya, dengan Google dan Microsoft di Lembah Kelang ataupun di Negeri Sembilan Melaka, kemudian Nvidia umpamanya besar di Johor, tapi kita lihat umpamanya kejayaan X-FAB di satu tingkat yang sangat membanggakan di negeri Sarawak. Saya salute dan tahniah kepada rakan-rakan semua. Now, we naturally can be rightly delighted and excited for being able to achieve what is unsurmountable issues, problems, and development which seems to be rather difficult or impossible to achieve decades earlier. Now, for the benefit of future generations, we have here, with the vision of our past leaders, the first silicon, and then mixed signal CMOS, for example, in, I think around 2000, 2001. And then 2006, you ventured into this silicon with X-FAB silicon foundries, and now have established as an impressive, formidable, and internationally renowned, recognized X-FAB Center in Sarawak. And that's why I join you in this excitement, in this celebration for the success that you have achieved through hard work, through great vision, and through getting the infrastructure right. Thank you again. But as you know, X-FAB subsequently increased investments in R&D, and this is precisely very important, very competitive, as alluded to by Premier Abang Jo just now. We want to be the semiconductor hub. For now, yes, Malaysia is now a semiconductor hub for the region. And we are successful because, firstly, the infrastructure is in place, but beyond that is also the supply side, supply chain, and the ecosystem. The ecosystem referred to earlier means the right workforce, and this is a major challenge. We meet X-FAB, some leading semiconductor industry. They always say, yes, we have a very disciplined workforce, but we have to continue with the synergy between this industry and the universities in particular to ensure that universities undertake this departure from a traditional academic training to be able to utilize the experience and the expertise of these industries. We have seen, for example, AI faculties being set up. I've pushed this agenda forward very fast because whilst we have expertise in the universities, it has to collaborate with the synergy from the practical experience of the industries, because the industry would precisely know what you require in this sort of disciplines to be trained and then to be absorbed by the industries. And now this is, of course, a clear government policy, both the federal government and the state. And we have to thrive in the competitive global semiconductor market and to meet stronger and strong customer demand for X-FABs, for example, cutting edge technology. And I'm appreciative of the fact that the confidence shown to the country Malaysia, and in particular to Sarawak, that 3 billion ringgit just for this facility for expansion because of your confidence, trust, and the performance of the state government under Premier Abang Jo Hari. So thank you very much again. Makes my life as Prime Minister very easy when you have state governments as progressive like this. Because some we have to really push the agenda, get the vision right, get it to be more efficient, approvals at the fast track basis, incentives that is attractive for investors. These are challenging issues, but as you say, this investment, Tansi Hamid, you know, is not just about capacity numbers. It is embedding automation and artificial intelligence for precision and innovation at every level. I've seen quite a number of these factories. I mean, coming to from my experience and exposure in the social sciences, it is really mind-boggling. It takes a lot of effort to understand what this damn AI and automation and fabrication is all about. But again, it is about innovation. It is about precision. And I'm not talking about medical sciences, Professor Sim. So the challenge is real. So although we talk about TVET, we're being trained, but mind you, to be very frank with you, we of course produce engineers, but it is not adequate if there is no synergy between the universities and the industry. I would request Rudy De Winter, for example, to also take time to visit the universities, talk to the faculty, look at their curriculum and the discipline, and give immediate suggestion what they lack, what they need to introduce, and if you are kind enough, one or two of your professionals, send them to give the initial training, exposure, and lecture. Pro bono, of course, no charge. And we have tried that with the University of Science, Malaysia, University of Malaya, with some of the big companies. And it is, of course, of great benefit to the university and the professors, because many of them are, you know, Malaysians, and I believe like Sarawakians too, we are humble enough, the humility that is required to absorb new ideas, particularly this high-end technology that we need to acquire. And I therefore would continue to give all the support. I mean, Premier mentioned that what we need to do at the federal government level, of course, it has to be done, because the National Semiconductor Strategy is formulated and crafted in a manner that accepts the fact that we have this enormous potential with Sarawak to emerge as a global leader in innovation and production. I'm not exaggerating, but given the geopolitical scenario now and the centrality of Malaysia and ASEAN, engaging both United States, China, Europe, Asia, and now even Latin America and Africa, we are in the best position to be seen as stable, as central, as prepared to engage with all countries. I mentioned Latin America and South Africa because next month, for example, the leading country in Latin America, Brazil, President Lula, will join us in Kuala Lumpur, and President Cyril Ramaphosa, the leading country in Africa, also to be here, other than, of course, Trump and Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin. Good luck to you all. And, of course, Prime Minister of Italy, Prime Minister of Canada, and their presence here is not only to attend meetings, but to see the enormous potential that we have. That's why in some of these international forums, I make sure that the representative of states, and I believe Premier will be invited to some of the economic sessions to present the Sarawak case. Because in conjunction with the ASEAN summit, we will also promote the semiconductor strategy, competitive incentives to foreign firms, and of course the best position to articulate this position on behalf of the country, and Sarawak will be premier, so he will be the star in that show. I don't have that much expertise. You know, he's more bioengineering. I talk about philosophy and culture and economics. You ask me. And you know, that's how we work together as a team. So, in conjunction with this summit, with all these known leaders, we have also a series of very important economic conference and business conferences. And we have, therefore, the opportunity to showcase what we do and how we can continue to attract investors to come here. And mind you, it's no longer just manufacturing and getting workers at the lower level. We are now being more selective in the type of investments we attract. And is also more focused. In the past, I've always talked about Sarawak as the new energy hub for the region. And everywhere I go to, they talk about the capacity, hydro and green hydrogen, and of course the enormous potential to become a hub to supply energy not only to Peninsula Malaya, to Singapore, to Sabah, to the Philippines, and to Indonesia. And I promoted that to Sarawak Energy Hub for the region, for ASEAN. And that strategy must be fully supported and endorsed by Sarawak, by the national level, and I'm using the ASEAN framework too. But now, today, I have to adjust a bit. You see? I've been talking only in terms of this renewed determination, focus, ambition on energy hub. And suddenly I realized with this X-FAB Sarawak 40K that we have to include semiconductor now. So that's why we talk about a stable government, visionary leadership, and effective, the determination to effective enforcement with the SUK and the whole team to ensure that approvals are given in a transparent, with such a speed that will make us a showcase, example for emerging economies to perform. So let me again say how excited and proud I am as a Malaysian to join you in Sarawak to see this enormous success. And for Sarawak, you're not just talking about timber as you did in the last few decades. You're now talking about energy. You're talking about, even in the medical field, for example, I wouldn't miss that. That in terms of performance, can you imagine? Sometimes I was, I'm sometimes a bit tough in my meetings. I said, how is it suddenly the performance and the high-end capacity of General Hospital Kuching is number one in the country? You know, people is the disciplined workforce, is efficient service, is a clear will and determination, again, of focus and ambition, things that you think is rather impossible, but can be done by sheer determination and focus. And that's my dream for this country. And if coming, from me to say that why we have to work hard, why it has to be stable, peaceful, why we have to have clarity in policies, because we have great example of our young force with discipline, hard work to show that this country, Malaysia, together and states like Sarawak, we can emerge as a great nation, economically, good governance, and to be a showcase for many emerging countries in the world. That is our joint determination, and I believe with the spirit of Malaysia Day on the 16th, we see that the vision of our forefathers and mothers will be realized by this generation with a clear determination, focus, and ambition. So it is great pleasure and pride I here join you in celebrating the success of X-FAB Sarawak. Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Check. Terima kasih, kita mohon Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Seri untuk kekal di atas pentas. May we now invite Mr. Rudy Winter to invite the Right Honourable Premier Sarawak along with all our distinguished guests from the main table to join and accompany our guests of honour. First, a round of photo opportunity. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we invite Yang Amat Berhormat Prime Minister of Malaysia along with Yang Amat Berhormat Premier of Sarawak to the launch podium, which is a dashboard. Now, our gimmick, ladies and gentlemen, signifies X-FAB as the leader of analog and mixed signal foundry for the automotive industry. We will count down, and both the Right Honourable Prime Minister of Malaysia and the Right Honourable Premier of Sarawak will press on the start button. Shall we count down in 3, 2, 1, silakan.
We build the foundation our world relies on. We don't just manufacture semiconductors. We manufacture possibility. From smart sensors to powerful control units and battery systems, we drive the future in automotive. With manufacturing excellence and increased capabilities, from Sarawak to the world, powering industries, advancing innovation. This is X-FAB Sarawak. More volume, more possibilities.
How about a thunderous round of applause as we congratulate X-FAB Sarawak for another major milestone. We invite all our distinguished guests back to the center of the stage. Coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, our guest of honor, Yang Amat Berhormat Dato Seri Anwar bin Ibrahim, Prime Minister of Malaysia, will sign the plaque. Kita bawakan plaque. Another history in the making for X-FAB. A major milestone. Clock officially signed. How about another round of applause? Congratulations, X-FAB. And of course, as we celebrate the expansion and the new line, as showed to everyone earlier on by Mr. Rudy, the first wafer that was produced by the line is to be presented, of course, to our guest of honor. For that, we invite Yang Berbahagia Dato Amatan Sri Dr. Haji Hamid Bugo, Chairman of X-FAB, to present the wafer. Wafer, ladies and gentlemen, contains the uncut chips. All right? And this wafer has got the portrait of the Right Honorable Prime Minister. And we will also like to present the Right Honorable Premier of Sarawak with the second wafer to be produced from this new line. It too has the portrait of the Right Honorable Premier of Sarawak. Terima kasih. Thank you very much. We invite all our distinguished guests back to the main table. Honorable and distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, refreshment will now be served. Selamat menjamu selera and bon appetit.